Good morning, grasshoppers. Late start, better late than never. Quadraspassky in the wings. Powerful queen. Ronhe paused. Whew. If you'd like to join the arena, whoa, we got it in. I did not expect that to get that in. At all. Let us see. Bring them to me. Can I do this? Oh no, I've got to do it that way. That's too bad. Whew. Bring them to me. Can I do it this way? Does it work? Let's see. Am I up a piece? I am somehow up a piece. But what is it worth? At what cost? That's so bizarre. This took some courage. Was it the wrong rook? Looks like it was the wrong rook. But was it the wrong rook? Was it the wrong rook? "17 seconds. Seriously? Can I? Oops. Bollocks. Not enough time. Good morning, Eatonheimers. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Apostolette. Cheers. Better late than never. That was a really useful game, whether I liked it or not. Join the arena, if only for a game. If only for a game or two. Diligent daily training. Oh, that was so brutal. Apostolette. Who would have thought the day would come when I would not have Apostolate Berserk on me, and I didn't need to worry about the fear of berserking back. Oh, fine. Not sure where you're going with that, but you may sack. Well, that's interesting. Oh, fine. Fine, fine, fine. Where are we going? Can't believe I'm the one who has to sack. How much more can I sacrifice against him? Can I go? Que pasa? This should fire up Apostolate's competitive juices, if there ever was one. He doesn't go nuts on me now. Let us find out how. Can I do that? I don't know if I can do that, but let's find out. Can I do this? I do that? Chess. Leave them to me. Can I do it this way? Can I do it that way? Did I make it? I didn't make it. It did not go on our permanent record, Apostolate, but it was a good game. Laura Eunuch? No. Good morning, Paul 184. Cheers, Apostolate. Good game. Conte de Luna, good morning. Why am I sacrificing against Apostolate? The Laura Eunuch Arena? No! Congrats, Conte de Luna, on a really well played tournament. I had one chance to take him down. Am I spelling it right? Yes. That's what I always would fear. The Laura Eunuch Arena? There's not a Chiquitas event. Did she break off? Oh, is it her birthday? Oh no! Wait just a moment. It is Laura Eunuch's birthday. We are going to have an arena for her as well. It was a tough one. Daniel Naroditsky. There were so many birthdays today. It was very tough. Unfortunately, it is tough to have a birthday on the same day as Mikhail. Tall. That was the Google dot. Let's do it this way. Yeah, I have noticed that, and it's been very sad. No, Laura. Oh, Taya and Laura haven't streamed for months. Yeah, no, she did a late night stream yesterday, I think. Takachi Hellman. For those of you interested in all of the birthdays for today, um, the calendar is here. If you can add it to your Google Calendar. If you can't add it to your own personal Google Calendar, let me know. So can we have a 40-minute, and I can still get my grandson to school arena? That is true, but I think a lot of people are taking IRL very seriously since the pandemic has ended. I remember when Naroditsky won the Under 12 World Youth Championship with 9.5 out of 11. That was May 2008. I remember that. It was pretty incredible. 2 years later, he shared second in the US Open in 2010. I know I'm just reading it off of his Wikipedia page, but I did not remember that. He tied for first place in the Philadelphia Open in 2013. Wow. Thanks for that advice, Apostolate. I think I could have played worse. If I had been lost, I could have resigned. I don't know that I could ever resign. I'm one of those guys that never gives up. I am one of those guys that never gives up. Kevin Spraggett, Canadian Grandmaster, tomorrow. Wow, was I late today? It was crazy how late I was today. I do owe Dark Myth a 24-hour stream of Tall's games. Just don't have it in me. How am I going to do that? Can I do it this weekend? In honor of Tall's birthday, can I do it this weekend? The 24-hour stream. It will mess up my sleep cycle to no end. But what time is it in Dubai right now? I could probably switch to Dubai time. And that way I won't be so messed up when I go there. 4 days in advance, a 24-hour stream in order to get onto Dubai time. That would be crazy. Right now, it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's correct. Just in time for the Dubai command. Thank you, Apostolate. I'm definitely hoping to be at the opening ceremony. My family's given me permission to travel during the Thanksgiving holiday, which is a huge family holiday here. Every 2 years they have to really change this thing. I can't be traveling during the Thanksgiving holiday. Either that or it has to be closer so that I don't have to miss Thanksgiving with my family. It's quite crazy. I've even tried to figure out how I'm going to do the streaming from Dubai. So let's see if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Dubai. They're only off by 9 hours. Wow. Yes, 113 puzzles. We're getting there. It helps to stream. It helps to stream every day. That much is true. How many of these are apostolate? Aye. So the bishop can't really take the rook because it's checkmate. We've done this one so many times, right? Am I winning material? Or is white winning material? White is down a piece. So therefore, darn it. Up to 27. But you play 10 times as many games as me. So it's easier to see from Apostolet's games. Your highest rated puzzle? What could it be? What could it be? Everything looks so juicy. Rook to g6 check or rook takes e8 check. I have solved this one before. Indeed. Number 2. Pegasus is number 2. That's what I have a feeling he's saying. So check, king up. Check, perhaps. Oh, silly me. Mate in 2. Not number 2. He says mate in 2. Yes, I got it at the same time. I got it at the same time you got it. I was watching chess coach Andres this morning, and he had an interesting tactic or two that he missed. It's quite crazy to watch him miss tactics. Oh man, that was horrible. It doesn't continue with the set. Oh, thank you for telling me. Don't you hate it when they do that? Thank you for telling me. I only want to do apostolate puzzles. So that last one between the two 1600s was a 2500 rated puzzle. These are quite difficult. I like it. What I find amusing is that they do made into, I know, maten too, if you type it in Swedish. This one doesn't seem right. What do you think? G4 is how I'd probably continue in a game. But that's not a tactic. C4. Of course. Yeah, right. Off the side. But I'm bump. Good one. Laura Eunuch should not be awake at this moment, Paul. She should have been celebrating all night long last night for her birthday. She was looking very lovely in her Instagram. She had a boatload of makeup in a photo, in a before picture and then after picture. Although I didn't notice the difference. She looked as lovely as ever, and the makeup was gone from the table. I don't think she used it all. All right, calculation, John, calculation. Let's not shirk from our responsibilities here. Bishop check, knight takes, rook on A to E1 check. King must move. Then rook takes. This doesn't seem right. We're down a piece. But what else do we expect from a postulate? I imagine that it is bishop to G5. Check this one. I think I remember when you caught me in that trap. Hold on, we'll get to that one. We'll get to that one. What was the puzzle rating on that one? We'll get to that one. So let's see. I don't think I can do it that way. At least you got me in that one. You're guessing that. I can turn off rated, but these aren't really rated. When you choose your own puzzle, they're not really rated. But actually, if you don't already know me so well, I believe in rating everything, so therefore Accountability. Well, Queen H2 does not seem to be it. Bishop G5 was fairly obvious. Queen E2, Knight E3. Queen E2. Does he have to play Knight E3? I feel like it has to get the last rook into the game. Oh, I was wrong. If this were a puzzle streak, I would be toast. As well, this should be included in any puzzle streak. If they really put these in those puzzle streaks, nobody would get anywhere here. It can't be a quiet move. Can it? I take it back. Alright, everybody, I'm flailing. I haven't had enough coffee. This is not good. How obvious can it be? This rook to the first rank. And then this rook in. Nope. What the fuck, Donnie? Good morning, Donnie. You caught me half awake. I was late to my own Tal stream. I signed Donnie up on the ICC as Tal, and then he let the username go. I'm Alakine on the ICC, and Donnie was signed up as Tal. I can't believe I let that username. I should have saved that username. Somehow. Yeah, it's worth it. C4. But if C4, I just felt... Oh, I guess he's not getting away. Knight E3, Bishop F4, King E6, Queen takes... or something takes F5. Let me just see this position for a moment. Oh, it was castles, of course. It was castles. Apostolate, the master of playing down a piece. But did he see it in the game? Double question mark. F5, creating brilliancy. The opponent didn't see it. Leave them to me. Nicely done, Apostolate. What a brilliant player this guy is. And made on the next move. Yes, you won this game, Apostolate. How are you doing, Donnie? How are the kids? Young Magnus. I was actually noticing that one second, I need to refresh that. I was noticing that Jennifer did name her son after Fabiano Caruana. Fabi. She was talking about it in her Perpetual Chess podcast because Greg was supposed to be named Anatoly. It's hard to believe. Greg Shahade. Anatoly Shahade. Has a little bit of a ring to it. I was looking for the puzzle rating. What's the puzzle rating of ours? Ours had to be pretty low. Where is it? I fell for that trick, Donnie. That old Queen's Gambit trick. Here it is. Where he gets to take the knight. I believe that actually happened in the game. And of course I went on to win. Oh no! You didn't see it in the game. I believe I saw it in the game. That's terrible. The old Cambridge Springs trap. You know the reference. If anyone does not know the reference, in this particular position, white can get suckered into the pawn, but this is the classic trap. And just for suspense, who won the Peter Heiden Nielsen Arena? Vampire Abbey. I remember those days. That was this year even. Wow, Vampire Abbey. Who I suspected of being Abby Marshall, actually. Aw, that's too bad. So it was rated 1000? No, it was rated 1860. Like 600 rated, indeed. Search puzzles. It's too bad I can't search for apostolate and at the same time. Oh, of course. Here's another one from our games. No! That's not good. So that's 2. Let's go from the ground up. I imagine that you have quite a few from our games. Number 3. Four. What is the over and under on Apostolate Night in 100 and something games? Let's just check our profile here. Games with me. 355 games, Apostolate. What are we slacking? 65 out of 300? I should say 65 out of 365, 355. That's terrible, man. I was pretty sure you were beating up on me much, much more than that. I apologize for even looking at that number. 400 games together. We should have we should have 4 puzzles together based on that number. Yes, here's another one. So this is our 3rd exercise together, but it's not that highly rated. I'm going to separate these. So that was 1. 2, I should look in my games for Pegasus, though. That would be cool. I will feature these in my tactics book and give you full credit. Should I ever get around to writing a credit section. Where did that one go? There it is. So, this one. Oopster. Apostolate, Athena's child. Athena's child. That's quite quite presumptuous, right? That was so terrible that I couldn't solve the problem of our game. 1 second before I do anything silly here. Well, at least you're on the winning side of a lot of them. I have actually completed a tactics book. The problem with the tactics book is that it's so thick, it's indigestible. So I have to break it up into 4 courses. If anyone steals my idea because I'm so trusting, let's see here, survivor training. Where's Chessable? Oh, there we go. I just need to bring up Chessable. For example, yeah, this is I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to do it that way, Foundations for Greatness or whatever. But basically, checkmating, pins, forks, skewers, building blocks. These are all the building blocks of essential. And there, unfortunately, when I originally had it, it was close to 1,300 exercises, and I've weeded out a lot. A lot. It's quite crazy how many I've weeded out. Tactics Time 2, I believe, is better than Tactics Time 1. Who is the author again? Oh, I gotta throw this move in first, just for grins. I gotta make sure I don't get checkmated on the back rank. Oh, wait just a moment here. Silly me. What? H5? I guess so. Just continue the attack. Tim Brennan, yes. There's one by Ray Cheng, which I thought I would like more. I met Ray Cheng, and he talked to me about my tactics course, because he knew vaguely of my tactics course. I don't remember doing this one before. But it looks like a blockade. What do we think? Let's plug in the phone one time. Not let the speaker hog all of the power. Bishop takes g7 seems obvious. Rook g3. And now the only question is, do we play for queen g4 immediately? Or queen h5 immediately? Yeah, the book is useful. It is good. But it's not the second version. It's part of a series. That's the second volume of a larger set, right? The thing I love about Chessable is that even if I were to get my book up, or when I get my book up, it will still be useful regardless. So queen to g4, rook to g8 looks very annoying. So I feel it should be queen h5, and if f6, knight to g6 check. Yeah, if f6, then knight to g6. Oh, what? Oh, it's mate in 2. Silly me. Also that one. Reviewing all of my Encyclopedia Chess Middle Games. Here there's a hanging piece on d6 once you remove the defender of the f6 square. We're doing these every morning if we can. Every single morning. Knight takes d5. We're going to take the right one and return to the cause. We stole a pawn. We are clearly better. This doesn't look like a correct assessment. Oh, not g takes h3. Exactly. There's Nick. Li Rufeng. Kind of like the continuation that occurred in the game, if you must know the truth. I remember looking at that one. Here we go. Removing the defender, opening lines. This one's actually quite crazy that this one goes on so long. Attacking weaknesses. And then taking advantage of the pin on the d6 pawn in order to get this bishop to completely overwork him. Once you see this tactic, I am a big believer in the woodpecker method. Oh, focusing on that weakness. And then we'll walk our king up. Yeah, the Encyclopedia of Chess Combinations, 6th edition. Which I have around here somewhere. I have a stack of the old ones. And here there's a simple fork. Setting up a double attack. I believe all of these might be double attacks. Safeguard our rook, and then we get to take the knight or the rook. Aha! E6 threatens the rook, so we get to try to remove the defender. double attack. Two minor pieces for a rook. What's the story here? So if queen to c7, queen h7, king f8, bishop c5. Oh, queen h8, king h7, and the bishop c5 is pretty ruthless. Pretty ruthless. Bishop c5 theme. Do they have it on Chessable yet? They should have it on Chessable. So here we have a theme of double attack again, with a discovered double attack. And here, there's no saving the pieces on the 7th rank. No threat. No activity. Is it knight f5 or knight c8? That is the question. I feel like it's knight f5. This still cannot be taken because of the back rank. Just want to play rook takes, but let's just take the rook in the corner with the skewer. Knight e4 because knight h6 is mate. Durian defense, how are you? Just doing some exercises. I prefer exercises to puzzles. I think people should be able to choose their own Lee chess vocabulary. Just like you choose your language, right? How have you been? Back rank mate. Removing the defender. Overworkedness. Removing the defender. Finer than fine. Indeed. So here, it's very easy to be misled by g5 or rook h3. g5 check. Would be totally awesome if this were not check. So instead, it's setting up the mate on the h3 square. And of course, you get to checkmate with a pawn. Queen takes, rook h3, queen h5, g5 checkmate, which is pretty cool. Where's that? Fast forward. How is your stream? Did you just come from the stream, sir? Where is Rogan this morning? Hopefully he's not having to work his day job, taking away from his That is indeed good. So here, checkmate, removing the defender, winning the queen either way. Excellent. Well, you live in relative paradise. Except for, of course, politics and other things. That's what we all say. So this sets up checkmate with bishop takes h6 and wins the queen at the same time. So either it's checkmate or we just win the queen. Oh, rook a1. Is that realistic? No, it's not realistic. The queen gets away. I'm not talking about those. Those tourist traps. Alright, I'm going to admit that I'm getting fuzzy now after you said Bali or Cayman Islands, but I believed you lived in Malaysia or Singapore for whatever reason. I just want to get my queen to the c3 square. Ah, but I can't play it right away because they have now we get our queen to the c3 square. No, I can picture the area geographically, so when people tell me something, I have a visual memory, so I can visually see you in that area from whatever moment that you told me about it. And of course, now that it's less than a year later from when you told me that, or perhaps about a year later from when you told me that, I'm thinking, all right, that's the zone. Now I just have to remember the country because I can see the zone. My hairdresser, she is from Malaysia, Tiffany, she is great. Right, I think it was 2008. I don't know if it was the beginning of 2008. I had been going to her for less than 18 years. I had been having her cut my hair for less than 18 years in 2008. Is that right? Yeah, less than, because I don't know when in the 1990s, breakfast at Tiffany's. And I suggested, and in fact I implored her, because it was so hard to get her, that she should open her own store. And so right before the great economic crisis of 2008, she opens her own store. And I'm like, no. But to this day, she is still in business at the same location. And she has several people working for her. I will ask her if she likes durians. Oh my gosh, that's what those are. I see these and they're cutting them in Chinatown. And I asked them what they were opening. Those are amazing. Who does not like durians? Aww, durian defense. So you are prickly like the skin of the durian. OMG. I sent a photo of this to everyone in my family who are West Indian, thinking that they would know what it is. And they did not know what it is. They named other fruits that it was like. I did not realize that those were called durians. When you said that, I had to refresh my memory, and I never looked it up. OMG. Durian defense. And here I was thinking that it was just your name. That you were naming it after yourself. Or a city. Or a citizen of a city. In my mind. That's so... yeah, right? No, in Chinatown, near a lesson, they have a whole table of these, and they cut them up, and I imagine that they are Malaysian who are cutting them up, and people are lining up to buy their durians. But then again, there are different numbers of varieties, but the ones I recall, that's crazy. I'm gonna buy some durians the next time I get a chance. Every single day I think they're out there. Let's finish up here. 96 interference to protect my pawns that I can head in. I only have to dodge a little bit because we're covering any further checks. Is that what it is? Like a durian. Is that the drawback to a durian? I did see a no durian sign on the durian page. Donnie, I miss you, buddy. We're getting old. We have families. It's crazy. God help us. Moment of truth. Is F4 better than G3? Is F4 better than G3? Does it make a difference? It will be marked as an alternative. If it is. If I played F4, it should be marked as an alternative. That's interesting. Oh, this is one of my favorite checkmates. Oh, silly me. I played the second move first. C'est la vie. Every morning we're going to do these, if we have time. I did follow the Tall Memorial Tournament yesterday. I saw Hans Niemann tear along until he split a point with a Grandmaster whose name begins with A. I saw Fabiano crushing his way. It was quite incredible. Skewer, thank you very much. Attack, attack. Save my rook. Save my bishop. Say thank you very much, but don't get mated on the back rank. Let's go back to the Tall Memorial. Your chess battle plan. So, we hadn't finished this one. I was about to head to the broadcast. I believe it has to be this. But it's as simple as that. His trademark is his hair. Aw, but I mean there are several that have the hat. Chess Weave wears a hat very well. And he has the glasses. Oh no, I'm really in trouble now. Very, very much in trouble. I have to get ready to take my grandson to school soon. What time does, I don't want to say your son's name on stream, Donnie, unless you say it first. But it is a name, his son is named after a famous chess player. Isn't this a free piece, or is there further tactics involved? I mean, he's always getting 2 pawns for the piece. Why walk into a pin when you're up a piece? I guess you do walk into a pin when you're up a piece. Let's see this. Bishop d7, queen d5. Oh, of course. And I still lose the pizza. What a tactic to overlook. It's named after John. I don't know that... I don't know that Donnie's wife would approve of, you know, he does know the names of the pieces. He's 3, he knows the names of the pieces, and he's starting to handle the pieces with a little bit of discipline. He's only 3 though. He just turned 3 this summer. And he's in a 3s program. Can't even imagine. I believe that Donnie's son is 2 years older than maybe 3 years than my grandson. I don't think he's 3 years. I think he's more like 2 years older than my grandson. Is this enough? Does this win? Unfortunately, it doesn't win. I think I have to take. If I play queen to e8 check, the opponent has queen to d8 check, the opponent has queen to e8. So I have to take here. Oh, we got off the beaten path, unfortunately. FM training not quite at its finest. Interference. Fork. How about you, Dorian? Youthful family members. I don't think you're anywhere near as old as I am, but I think A6 is crying out to me. A6, then B6, then B takes A7. Oh, you are young, sir. I wish my daughters were both teenagers still. My oldest one, one wife and one terrapin.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Cheers, thank you for the follow. Spazzer DK. Donna Karen. Speaking of which, I didn't check into school yet. 1 second. I do need to get going. Take my grandson to school, then I have classes. But I do have to do my daily COVID screening test. Usually try to complete it before school starts. Even though I don't need to be in right away. I feel like we could be removing an offender as well. Yes. Screen daily. Yes, we do a screens daily. Not necessarily a test daily. That is something I also have to do. I'm going to run over and take a COVID test this morning because one of my classes was exposed, but I was never near them. But I'm going to go and take a test anyway. Now, how silly can this be? He has no way of defending this pawn, right? Check. No way of defending the pawn. It's always good to warm up with some tactics. Wow, this is pretty devastating actually, if I don't pin myself. Or do I set up the discovery? What's the difference between queen c3 and queen d4 check? Queen d4 check allows the win of the queen even if I don't have, oops, 18 down. I do want to look at that. So queen d4 check f6, I have to play queen takes f6. Right, that's what I didn't realize. I want to be able to play this, and they have f6. Regards from Denmark. Have you played in Extracon? My good friend Lars Beck Hansen, dearly departed, amazing and lovely fellow. Aye. You know? Life is short. I had promised him I would play an Extracon when it was the Politican Cup way back, maybe 10 or more years before, and then it became the Extracon Open. And then one of my great chess. You're all new. Oh, you are in a dream country. Mads Andersen is a strong player. I think he should be a grandmaster. I think we have a birthday for him coming up. Met him in 2010 when he was a lad, and I believe his mother had brought him to the tournament. Bent Larsen, probably the most famous Danish player at the moment. Peter Heine Nielsen. Jacob Agard, I believe, is the strongest trainer. Actually, I shouldn't say the strongest trainer. Jacob Agard is the most well-known trainer. Peter Heine Nielsen may be the strongest trainer. What is it with Agard and others moving to Scotland rather than remaining in a slightly lower tax country? I don't know, maybe the taxes are worse in Denmark than in Scotland? Only 1700 on Lichess. Don't worry, you will get there. Diligent daily training. That is the motive of the dojo. diligent daily training. Just make an effort every single day. Not unlike going to the gym. That is possibly true. I love living near water, but I don't like mosquitoes. So when I see locks, I also think of possible mosquitoes. So am I taking on h7 with the queen? Knight takes e8, queen takes e8, queen f5 check. Appeals to me. The two outside pass pawns and a queen ending should be ideal. I should not overlook any other possibilities, just in case. Oh, that's brutal. I'm sorry to hear that. Of course I teach chess. The hard part for me, though, during the school year, because I also teach all day long and private lessons after, is that I have very little time, in theory, at the moment. So it's very awkward for me. It looks as though I may be setting up a double check. My first recommendation is to do a checkmating patterns and pattern recognition. I believe, Conte de Luna, we're going to be buying tickets to the Dubai Expo. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, that is the problem with being a chess coach during the school year, anyway. So where are we now? Oh, I missed the days of the summer. I bought this house and I moved out of the city because I live in New York City. I'll just post up some of my random experience here. Moved out of the city, and now I really do have quite a bit of work to do. So my first thought is knight f6, bishop takes f6, bishop takes d5. My knight is hanging. But am I winning more than the exchange? That is the question. Yeah, I guess I always have knight e6 at the end if necessary. So even if he tries to move away with his king, expecting to pick up my knight, we also have the exchange that way. It would be nice to get back over 2,400. I was close to, if not over 2,500 at one point. I don't know if it ever shows my peaks, so I can recall where I used to be. So there's a little bit of a back rank thing going on. Would love to capture. A little bit worried about this. It is the simple ones that get you, right? So yeah, what dates are you going to be there, Conte de Luna? I think I've already posted my dates. I'll be there for the opening ceremony. And the first, I think, 3 rounds. I'm going to begin with 3 rounds. So whoever wins the color allocation of white in the first game gets 2 whites right away, which is a huge advantage. And then they have a rest day, and then they alternate 2 games rest day, 2 games rest day, and then they have 3 in a row at near the end. But you're right, I don't have the World Chess Championship ticket information, but apparently we buy tickets for the Dubai Expo and then we're okay. Mikhail Tall's birthday today. Tactics, tactics, tactics. I actually study enough games. I really need to do more calculation. More calculation, more calculation, more calculation. So what am I concerned about if the pawn goes to c2? If I take the rook and the pawn goes to c2. I'm just giving back the rook, right? Oh man, am I tired. Won a harrowing match in billiards last night, Society Billiards, 21st and Broadway in the city. I'm not always there on a Monday, but I'm always there on a Tuesday, so I'll be there later this evening. That's another thing I have to do. I forgot completely about that. Not only do I have chess clubs this afternoon, private lesson, but I also have to do the paperwork for the Society Billiards Team 9 ball this evening. Donnie, are you still in the city too? If he's still here. I bet he's mucking about trying to get his son to school. Well, c'est la vie, right? Continaluna, thank you for the 4 months. That's so awesome. I don't know if you know where to go for a drink in Dubai, but apparently I am definitely streaming from Dubai, Mr. Fort Bush. Cheers. I'm definitely going to be streaming from Dubai. I haven't worked out how I'm going to do it. Basically, I have the 5G. I have the 5G with this massive camera arrangement. You know, the S21 5G. There are 5 cameras on this bloody thing. And the one in the front is supposed to be also a beast. And in theory, you're supposed to be able to take videos and insert yourself in the video. So maybe, just maybe, I will experiment with this today, if it's a nice enough day. And I am hoping to be able to stream from Dubai and insert myself into the stream if it works. If not, I may do a vlog where perhaps, right? Perhaps I'll know what I'm doing. So, moment of truth. If I'm going to get anything out of this, I have to decide how I'm going to get something out of it. Oh, that was not the move that I was afraid of. Rook to E1, C2, Queen to C3. Is this a trick? That was much easier than I expected. This is the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G. Which is quite crazy. It is the latest and greatest in cell phones. My daughter has the iPhone 13 5G Pro. The youngest one. She got her phone yesterday. Never order anything through AT&T. They, for whatever reason, had canceled our order. And, well, I have another water bottle here. Good. I'll leave it up here. For whatever reason, yeah, I definitely have to, I have to get that in sooner or later. So, candidate moves here. I definitely need to do, I want to do a whole series of New York City IRL streams. Chess locations from IRL. Basically, there's a great vlog from the Botez sisters, if no one has checked it out yet, where they are supposed to be streaming chess from all over the United States. They were in the New York for a little while. They did part of the series to here. They played one of our students, Daniel Levkov, who's a master. The title, by the way, of Alexandra Botez's video is Playing Blitz for My Phone Number. Basically, our high schooler was trying to get her phone number, which is a very cute thing to do. When I was his age, the joke would have been, you wouldn't know what to do with her phone number if you had it. Among other things I wouldn't know what to do with when I was that age. Alright. Well, to me this is like a breakthrough. My first instinct is to attempt to play G6 so that if F6, then I get to play Rook H8, King takes H8, Queen H4, Queen H7, yada yada yada. So G6 looks good. But does F6 do the same thing? That is the question. F6, G6, and then it's just mate in 2, because I just moved my queen to the H file. So F6, wait a minute, no, but that can't be that easy. G6 is the obvious move. F6 is the not so obvious move. So it's never the obvious move when you're doing puzzles. Right? Never the obvious move when you're doing puzzles. Why is this not a free piece? Oh, because they had an extra piece to give for their but still, it seems to remain the same. Oh God. Queen takes F2. I don't see any threat here. Rook to C1 check. King H2. E4. Is that the problem? And they're just trying to get me away from playing queen to H3. But are we really winning after rook takes F2? Before I do this, I am definitely going to be streaming. Many people have, by the way, been streaming from the Dubai Expo. so you can watch the videos. Time for coffee. I promised myself that I would end the stream before I go to get coffee, as it turns out. So queen takes g6. I'm probably not winning because I can't get to the h file. So I think I have to play this by logic. But it's so difficult, this puzzle, that I did not lose any rating. Was it as simple as that? Let me just see something here. So g6, queen h3. This is what I couldn't let go of. So f6. Was g6 not winning? Oh. The obvious that. It's a good thing I didn't play g6. Cheers. Fort 1. Do you play Fort 1, Donnie? That's crazy. Cheers. Indeed. I know I have to get my subscriber emote updated from the star. I was just looking at the Prime Gaming Apex Legends. I don't play games, I play chess, so it's really awkward, you know? Venom Blade drop available. So f6, bishop f2, and if rook f2, queen takes d3, I see. I have the same problem. Rook c1 check, king h2, and I was more concerned with the simplifying this. But I guess the simplifying that is not so simple. After queen d6, rook, and rook takes e4, threatening mate of sorts in the back rank. But I also have rook on f to f4, which I didn't see. Fine. We're trying to work our way to 2400 before we retire for the day here. So, candidate moves. Candidate moves. Does the a5 pawn need to be defended by the rook? This one is a tough one. Does the a5 pawn need to be defended by the rook? So would a move like bishop d6 really be a candidate move? Or is it as simple as rook takes a5, queen takes d4, and that should contain yet another threat? The reason I want to move my bishop is the rook takes f7 is very appealing to me. I should explain myself. That's why I'm trying to find a good square for my bishop on f4. So basically, should I be able to play but rook takes a5 check is a threat if there's no bishop. So c3 seems obvious. c3, bishop c5 is not an option. c3, bishop to d6. Rook to e1. Rook on a to e1 is the most dangerous looking move. I'm sorry, rook on f to a1 is the most dangerous move. Ganging up on the a5 pawn. And if knight c6, what can he do to defend? So, queen takes bishop. Of course, logic. The logic comes through. Absolutely. Where were you this morning, sir? Were you sleeping in? I almost slept in. It took a lot to get me out of my bed. Please follow logic. He runs a very diligent instructional stream. Relatively serious chess. If any of us stream serious chess, he may be more serious than me. I don't know about that. It's hard to say. There's no... Wait, before I do that, look back at your memories. I love it when OneDrive comes up with photos of Luke Van Wheeling. This item may not exist or is no longer available. What? What is this date? What is this date? Oh my gosh. Was that the old office? Oh my god. Hold on here, I have to share the old office. The grandson climbing up in the old office. This is before I moved. We've got the SUNY Albany water bottle, still on the right hand corner. We have upgraded the microphone from that cheesy, rather cheap microphone that was in that photo. Although I still have that microphone just in case. I may travel with that one. I'm not sure that I'll travel with it. Oh, thank you, Logic. So this is the grandson when he is not quite 2. Let's see, 2019. So he was not quite 2. Maybe he was 2. He was about to turn 2 in this photo. Got the spare paper for the printer over in the corner. The chess books that I was using most often with the What's the Best Move and the A-Guard series right behind me. The Helston's Mastering Chess Strategy. The old chair that's in the corner there behind me. The post-it notes, which are a constant presence on my wall because that's how I do planning. Basically, each wall is a to-do, and to the right of this brace is the finished pile. When you have a project manager, I am going to Dubai. So, although I haven't been as diligent lately, every time I have an idea, I write it on a post-it and it goes up. So at the moment, on this particular stream, which is to the right, I haven't done the completion and the project management. So you got your project management, you got your priorities, your maybes, your would be nice, and then you move them across to the in progress, and then you move them to the completed. And of course, on a real project manager board, you can assign due dates and things like that as well. You can have columns for due dates and or depending on how big your production team is, who's on what. But I am really looking forward to seeing Conte de Luna there. I believe, Conte de Luna, that you'll probably spot me before I spot you, unless I know what you look like. But in any event, I hope we are there. I was told by my wife not necessarily to travel anywhere alone in Saudi Arabia. That included Dubai. However, I understand that Dubai is 85% expatriate, which is quite incredible if it's only 15% native. Is that crazy or what? How is Arabs in my stream again and he is streaming? How does he do that? How is he in my stream and he's streaming? Someone tell me. He is currently streaming over there, dude, and he is playing some fun stuff, I have to admit. He is making video games look very, very cool. Absolutely love it. Oh, he's lurking. It says type $leave in your chat if you want me to stop lurking. I don't know if he's helping by lurking. What do you think? So yeah, the grandson climbing up in the old office. So that was on 97th Street. That is the Monterey building on 96th. And the Burj Khalifa. Is that the world's tallest skyscraper? I'm definitely planning on doing the world's tallest skyscraper while I'm there. I may even bungee jump off of the world's tallest skyscraper. I don't know if I'll stream that. I am very, very afraid that I won't be able to hang on to my phone. I may need to strap it in. Oh yes, I'm definitely, if that's what it's called, I'm definitely doing it. I don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm definitely doing it. That's not it. Birthday event, whole screen FM training. Spazzer DK. Oh, that's the Zoom training. I cannot wait to add a guest. We're getting ready for the collaborations with that one. Elite Arena Time, Rapid Arena, Hourly Blitz Arena, Puzzle Streak Break 74. I should be doing that instead of this, but I am going to duplicate this one. And I'm going to call it Exercise Break 2400. How about that? It's really not that hard to break 2400. All I really need to do That's what I get for not checking everything. This is pretty obvious. And then, thank you very much. Not only that, but I get to move my bishop with the ultimate aim of playing rook takes f7 as I wanted to at the very end. So even if my opponent plays a move such as that, I can play c3 or rook f4. and then c3. Oh well, who needed those 14 rating points anyway? But no, it was my fault because I didn't check it. Hey Robs, good work. Full-time streeter, part-time coder. Very cool. So he's got a bot in the background of many streams. Fingertip touch emojis. I don't think he counts as a viewer though, but I do appreciate it. If he's trying. That's what he's trying. All right. If I'm going to get my grandson to school, I better really pay attention to what's going on here. So I'm black. I'm just trying to get my bearings here. E3. But I can't push the pawn. This is one thing I learned from Gingy a long time ago, by the way. I may not move my pawn forward without escorting it in by the king. Generic. An important move. Now if I play E3, my opponent is going to play King F1 and I don't get anywhere. Is that true? Or do I just win with the two pawns and I walk over and take the other pawn? This is the other trick. Can I Zugzwang him? So let's work this out. So if h takes g4, h5, I'm in the square, no problem. Should he try to come up, I push my pawn, he can never take because I promote. These two guard each other in a knight-like fashion. So, what is the trick? What is the real trick? That is the question. Oh. So, E3, King F1, Ace takes G4, looks pretty convincing. E3, G takes H5, King, H6, F2, H7, not winning. So I think I have to take. Yes, but if I push, he can just capture. Is that the real trick? Thank you, Amen. How are you? What do I do? Alright, so let me just think about this for a moment. Very clearly I need to focus. I was checking out the other streamers to see where we're going next. Ace takes G4 is absolutely the #1 candidate at the moment. I was only working on whether or not I can play e3. But yeah, h takes g4 has to be played right away. And now I have to be inside the square of the pawn, and those two pawns defend themselves. Like so. And if he moves up, I can just walk around, and if he tries to go across, then I actually do the same thing. Thank you, Pegasus, for that second opinion. Absolutely. In order for me to get my grandson to school in less than 20 minutes, I may need two. So, how is this not a thing? Rook takes d1. My choices are queening with check. I am black, right? This is crazy. The promotion to rook, yes. So I'm not allowed to take with the rook with check because I don't have a good next move since I'm facing both this check and that check. But if I do promote to a queen with check, and then I follow through, or do I just follow through and take the knight? Am I winning then? That's probably the easiest, right? Ay, ay. Hoping that it's the easiest. In any event. I can't argue against that one. We also have, do we have check? But then he has bishop to b2, and it's not as winning. You have to learn the basic rule of endgames. Promote pawns? Yes. No, but the only thing that's tricky here is that we can actually win this. Queen d2, I'm expecting him to play bishop to b2, and then I don't have anything else going on other than queen takes knight. All right, 28 points. Less than 19 minutes. Actually need to get ready to do anything, interestingly enough. Distracted by trying to figure out where we're going next. There is a dearth of chess streamers at the moment. Alexandra Semikanova. If I'm going to go with a chess.com streamer, I will probably go with Alexandra. If I must go with a chess.com streamer, I will probably go with Chess Alexandra. But I don't know that for a fact, for the most part. Do not know that. But thank you, Amendivi, for the effort. Regardless. So we have a basic pin, and we need to take advantage of the pin. But we can't use this rook. So this move seems fairly straightforward. And why are we not just winning? I guess our next choice is whether we capture with the rook or whether we capture with the bishop. We can't allow this to happen. So we have to capture with the bishop. Whew. No, we have to check everything. So even if you give me a move that is not necessarily the right move at the right time, I have to check it thoroughly. Just like logic when he put that one in for the most part. Never give up. One of my favorite phrases, by the way. Never give up. Never surrender. I don't know if I've heard from my daughter, but I'm a little worried. Just a little worried. So what do we have? We have basically, in this particular position, we have is it a pawn promotion exercise? Can the knight get back? Let's just look at the obvious calculation here. Pawn takes pawn check, king takes e6. Pawn captures, well, it's check, so I think so. I don't think, oh, we're black to move. Silly me. I have to wrap my head around this again. Black to move. Ba-dum-bum. But if it is white to move, I'm actually kind of curious as to whether or not pawn takes pawn check wins. Maybe not, because after king e6, they can take on e5, and we cannot win the king and pawn ending, so that's not even an option. All right, so black to move. If we play king takes d4, we cannot save the pawn. That much is true. So do we win the pawn ending after knight takes? Let's just think here for a moment. Knight takes d4. D takes e3. What are we looking at? Our pawns are going that way. First rule of pawn endgames: know which way your pawns are going. I'm sorry. I was giving Pegasus something back because he was saying that we have to learn our endgame. Sorry. I remember once when I was in a bishop and pawn versus king and queen, and he chased me around and around the pawn. He forgot which way the pawn was going, which way I was going with my pawn, and he allowed me to play pawn takes queen, and it was protected by my bishop because he thought my pawn was protecting my bishop, which is where my king was. And when he was going around checking me, he forgot the pawn wasn't protecting my bishop. It was going the other way, so my bishop's protecting the pawn. So I promoted, and he goes, "You resigned a long time ago, right? We were just horsing around, yeah?" So, if knight takes, and he plays check, oh, shoots. Thank you, Amen. His pawns are coming this way. His pawns are coming this way. That's insane. Right? His pawns are coming my way, which is quite crazy for the most part. Wow. I don't know if I can solve this one today. All right. So here's the story. King takes. That pawn is not promoted. This pawn is promoted. So if king takes, oh, it's illegal because his bishop is protected. All right. So how about if we force the pawn to move, and now he has to choose between king f7 and giving away the pawn with e7. And are we winning? Whoa. All right, one more. You're right, king can't take. So why doesn't the immediate d5 win a piece? That is the question. Can we break 2400? Oh, that way didn't change our stream title. Copy. Let's hide that. Paste. Rename. Oops. Control Z. Break 2400. Exercise. Is that puzzle? Pardon me. How about calculation? That's better. Let's do it that. That's a better one. Cheers. I'm not going to make it if I'm not careful. I'm really not going to make it if I'm not careful. I feel like wanting to go with one of the chatters. Possibly my favorite chatter. But you might all be upset with me if I go to like eye candy or something like that. My favorite eye candy on average. Would you be upset with me if I attempted to raid with our ever so few viewers my favorite meaningless just chatting stream on average? I don't know. This feels like a situation where you wouldn't be upset. Alright. I just want to see if they recognize our raid at only 6. If we have Durian Defense and others here, I do not know. Paul 1E4. I was positive that I had lost Paul 1E4 to Is this winning material? Hold on 1 second. Are we winning the exchange? We're setting up a fork. So basically the idea is, and then we fork because we remove the defender of f6, and after queen takes, knight takes check. Let's just do a quick count here. This is much better. Cross my fingers. Wait, don't go anywhere. Okay, so we won material out of this deal. Alright, we did it. We did it. Alright, I am going to raid my favorite relative eye candy. And I thought, oh no, she signed off. Or did she? I was partly joking, of course, with the eye candy. Only partly. She's a sweetheart. She's absolutely a dream streamer. Please enjoy the lush, sultry voice and pleasant overtones of Alexandra Semiganova, who is a very earnest streamer, and I have not been able to raid her in some time. But right now, anyway. Cheers, everyone. Pegasus, amen, thank you. I did not put it in our puzzle stream, but we will plow away at this later. Thank you, amen. Cheers. Paul 1E4, thank you for coming. A-Robs, Logic. Give Logic a follow. Donnie, regards to the missus. Give Magnus a hug for me. Oops. Not a hug, a tickle. How about that? Alright, man. Have a great day. Cheers, everyone. The Hikaru wave from Pegasus. Alright.